One property, two incomes. Why buying multi-unit properties when you're investing in short-term rentals can exponentially return your revenue. My name's Julie Hutchison. I'm a buyer's agent here in the Austin market. I help investors and buyers get started or grow their short-term rental Airbnb portfolio here in Austin and Central Texas. Let's talk about multi-units or multifamily or duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, whatever you want to call them. And does it make sense to invest in those for short-term rentals? And of course, my answer is sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's nuanced, right? But it can a lot of times. If you have the budget for it, it can. One thing to consider is there are a lot of duplexes here in Central Austin, South Austin, that were built in the 70s, that have been rented out since the 70s, that still have popcorn ceilings, and they're just not going to make great short-term rentals unless you dump a significant amount into rehabbing them. So that's just straight off the bat. If I set up a search for you for duplexes right now, you're going to filter through a lot that don't make sense to do as a short-term rental. And it's not to say that your short-term rental has to be flashy and completely upgraded. I've seen a duplex. I sold one that was listed on Airbnb for several years. South Austin, I think we sold it for around $500,000, and it was doing about 60 to 72K a year, and it was not very upgraded. They had done a few things here and there to make it look okay. So it doesn't have to be amazing, but you also don't want to buy a rundown property that you're going to have a lot of maintenance issues with. So that's one thing to consider. The cool thing about having multi-units is there's flexibility. You can do one long-term, one short-term, you can live in one side, and that also brings options when it comes to financing. Because if you're going to be living in one side, now you have way more loan options than if it's only an investment. So that is something to consider, especially if you're new, you don't own a home, maybe you don't have kids yet or something, and you want to just house hack your way into investing. Owning a duplex is a great way to get started because then we open up loan options into conventional loans. There's 100% financing in some areas. So that could be great. And I could talk about that for a long time. But let's say you can't live there, you already have your home, 2 units can still be an option. And there are some unconventional 2-unit properties. So right now you're probably picturing a duplex with a door on this side and a door on that side. But in Austin, we have a lot of properties that might be like a single family home and a garage apartment, or an A unit that's 3 bedrooms and a B unit that's 2 bedrooms. And those are really cool because then a lot of flexibility too. You can rent out unit 1, you can rent out unit 2, or you can rent out the whole unit for a larger party. And that would be 3 different listings in Airbnb. So ways to get super creative on that as well. And yeah, I think it's a great option. It's just adding another door to your portfolio. They're in the same location, so you can use the same cleaners, the same trash service, the same lawnman, and get 2 units for not necessarily the price of one, but in one purchase, if that makes sense. So I do looking at 2 units, and I think it's smart to consider them when you're investing. There's not as many to choose from, so that is one drawback. Whenever you do want 2 units, we're going to have to look for them. They're going to be priced higher than 1 unit. So, if you're looking in South Austin, it might be 1.5 plus. If you're looking in East Austin, maybe 8 to 1.2 million. If you're looking at an older property, like I mentioned, I sold a duplex in far South Austin, 500,000 to 600,000. So they will be priced a little bit higher, but also the revenue is going to be higher because you have 2 units. And a lot of times lenders will underwrite based on that Airbnb revenue. So it is possible to get 2 doors in one transaction. Feel free to reach out to me. I can help you with that. My name is Julie Hutchison, buyer's agent here in the Austin market that specializes in short-term rentals, Airbnbs for investors like you. Thanks. Bye.